Hey guys, my name's Paula Rachel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am kind of restarting this up. I made one video when I was 16, 22 now, so that was a little bit ago, but I am getting back into it. So to kind of start off, I'm just gonna introduce myself. Like I said, my name is Paula Rachel. I am 22 years old. I'm a psychology major. And yeah, so this channel is kind of the goal of it is to talk about two pretty misunderstood diseases that have affected my life. The first one is I was diagnosed with lupus when I was 14. Lupus is an autoimmune disease which can attack and damage any organ in the body. It's very unpredictable. You could be fine one day and then the next day you could have a flare and just be really, really sick. And that was kind of my life for a few years, just being great. And then the next day I would be in the hospital and it was just like, go from like great to like, ugh. I don't know what other word to describe it as, but yeah, and I made a video when I was 16 talking about my lupus journey, so I'll link that below, so you guys can kind of see the lupus part. And I have not seen that video in a while, so sorry about that. I was 16, but just watch it if you want to get a sense of it. So I do want to just kind of put a disclaimer out there that I will be talking about kind of a heavy topic. I'll be talking about eating disorders, specifically anorexia. I'm not going to go into, details about symptoms and stuff like that. I'm just kind of gonna do an overview of how it has affected my life and how, kind of my journey with recovery and kind of my goal to, inspire people to, reach out, get help, not be afraid. So, I'll just kind of dive in to the anorexia part, I guess. So, anorexia is pretty tricky if you're not, familiar with eating disorders. It is a mental health illness, but it's, also, it has biological components, medical. You don't choose to have eating disorders. There's a lot of stigma with that. Eating disorders tend to be glamorized. You see all the fad diets in the magazines. Eating disorders, they're not pretty, they're not fun, they're not something you want, it's not something you choose. I did not choose to have anorexia. However, I am choosing to recover. So you do have a choice. And the choice is to recover. However, you see all the time, there's a lot of, celebrities who came out about having eating disorders and, they hid it. And I just, feel like, why am I hiding this? Because if I could help at least one person, then that just, that's kind of just my goal, is just to help someone or, everybody, to inspire them to, get help, get the help that you need, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with, admitting that you have a problem. I've had this for 2 years. I was not even aware of it. The disease kind of slips in without permission, took over my entire life without me even knowing pretty much. It kind of becomes a cycle, it's a habit. For me specifically, anorexia developed due to my need to control something, and I believe that came from my lupus. Since, lupus is so unpredictable, I felt like, when I was around 19, my lupus was in pretty bad shape, and I was in my freshman year of college, and I was alone because I went away to college, and I didn't have my parents there. I didn't have any of my doctors that I was familiar with there, and I felt like I just can't control my health. So, what can I control? So I kind of decided, well, I can control my weight. I can control how much I eat, and that's, I think, how it started. It kind of went on for a year, and I didn't even know. And that's the disease. You just don't even know what's happening. My brother, shout out to him. Joshua, I love you. You definitely saved me. He noticed. He's very intuitive. He's my best friend. He noticed it immediately. He just noticed I was acting different. My eating patterns and behaviors were weird. I just wasn't acting like myself. I was more isolated. He noticed everything. And he went to my parents, and he's like, I think Paula has an eating disorder. And I was extremely upset because I'm like, okay, my secret has been revealed. I didn't know I had anorexia. I mean, I knew I was doing behaviors. I didn't really know why I was doing them. I just knew I want control, so this is what I'm going to do. But I felt like he was blowing up my entire life. I denied everything. I'm like, no, I'm eating, I'm fine, everything's great. So I was able to convince my parents that, I didn't have a problem. Eating was fine. My brother and I kind of isolated from him after that because, I didn't want to get closer to him because, the closer I would get, the closer he would get to my secret, which he already knew. I mean, he's my younger brother. He thinks he knows everything, and in this case, he was right. This went on and off with my eating disorder behaviors for a while. It didn't get, bad to the point where I noticed it myself until March of this year. And I was just really sick. I was just not doing well, eating disorder wise. My brother noticed. I mean, he noticed the entire time, but he made more comments. My dad noticed, but I'm really close to my dad. He just did not have a lot of education on eating disorders. He didn't really know what they were, so he didn't really know that's what was going on. My mom, who happens to be in the healthcare field, kind of knew towards March, when my secret kind of became not a secret anymore. As I started to lose more weight, it was much more obvious. It just kept going on. Personally, I felt like I was just stuck. I was using, this eating disorder as a way to get control. Yet, I felt so out of control because I didn't know how to get out of this cycle. Because the eating disorder thoughts pretty much took up my entire day. The behaviors would take up the entire day. I lost myself in this disease, and I wanted to get myself back. I have huge goals in life. I want to be a clinical psychologist, specifically in an eating disorder treatment center. And I was thinking, if I don't get better, if I don't get help, I'm not going to get to my goals. I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. So I'm going to be too sick. I'm not going to be able to do it. And that's where I decided that I have a problem. I need help. And I just started crying. I went to my dad. I told him, I think I have an eating disorder. My brother was right. He got me help right away. I was put in a day treatment program 5 days a week for 6 weeks. And, I was just very conflicted. I wanted help. Throughout the 2 years I was struggling, I wanted help. I wanted to tell someone what was going on, but, on the other side, I didn't, because my eating disorder was kind of like my safety net. It was my control, and I didn't want to give it up. So when I was put in this program, I was, happy that, yes, I'm going to recover. I was very angry, like, they're going to take all my control away. I don't want to give up this eating disorder, but I do. It's just like two conflicting voices. I have, my voice telling me, you want help, you want to get better, you know what your goals are. There's the eating disorder voice that just does not want to go away. And that voice sometimes gets so loud that it kind of goes over my own voice, and sometimes I can't trust my judgment when it comes to my eating disorder, because I just don't know which one's which one do I listen to. I went through treatment, and it saved my life. I just don't really, there's not really words to describe it. I saw life in a completely different way. After starting treatment, I realized that eating disorder is just a false sense of control. It was basically doing nothing for me. It was actually making me lose control, was not giving me anything that I wanted. The eating disorder wasn't going to make my lupus go away. It wasn't going to make, any of my other issues or anything else go away. So I was just kind of like, so what was the point of this? And, like I said, I didn't choose to have anorexia, but I did choose to get help, and I am choosing recovery. When I started, I thought I would be recovered in like a few weeks and I'd be back to myself, and that's not how it works, and I kind of came to realize that recovery is not a few months. Recovery could be a lifetime. Recovery, could be years. I know that I will be struggling with this, for a while, but I don't have to let it completely take over my life. Yes, is it going to be there? Yeah, but I don't have to, give it a spotlight and, make me a prisoner to my eating disorder, because I'm just not going to let it do that. And I've been taking steps, to that. I got help. I've been in treatment. I've been applying the skills I've learned. I feel like the most important thing that I have done is that I have opened up. I told my family. I told my friends. I created an Instagram account that is recovery focused. So I will put a link to my recovery page below. I made that page, to kind of document my journey as well as to try to help other people. Because like I said, eating disorders, mental illnesses, they have a lot of stigma attached to them. A lot of people are afraid to speak out about it, including me. I was extremely afraid. And I recently decided that I'm not going to be afraid anymore. And I'm just going to be open about my journey, because if I can help someone, inspire someone to, get the help that they need and, find the strength to get through it, because strength comes from within. You have the power within yourself to get better. And I just want to help people, in any way I can. And that's kind of my goal in creating these videos and creating my account. So long video. I'm going to be ending here. If you can like and subscribe. I cannot pronounce that word. Whatever. Anyways, if you can like and subscribe, comment down below. I will put the Instagram link and my first YouTube video link. God, it's gonna be so cringy to watch again. I have not watched that since I first posted it, so I will watch it myself. Just remember that you have the power, and that, life may knock you down sometimes, and that's okay, but it's not okay if you let life keep you down. So just remember, keep your head up. You got this. Smile can go a long way. So I hope you enjoyed this long video. Not all my videos are going to be this long. But yeah, okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll end it here.